Hey everyone, do you want this sick ship? And more importantly, in my opinion, do you want the Intrepid title, which is the seasonal title? If so, you're gonna have to interact with a part of the game and a part of the episode that I haven't really seen anyone talking about, and that is collecting different specimens of radiolite. You can think about this sort of like fishing in Season of the Deep. You would go to different ponds, you would fish, and you had a chance to get a green or a blue or a purple or an exotic fish. This is sort of like that. As you are running different seasonal activities, you will have chances to find different specimens, and they're just like little plants and pods, and you pick them up, and these have a chance to either be white, green, blue, or the coveted purple exquisite sample. And if you want that ship, you're gonna have to get all the purple samples, and they can be kind of a farm. And I wanted to go ahead and break down the best way to farm these. I will note, if you only want the Intrepid title, you actually only have to find a single purple sample. So this is essentially the equivalent of finding a single exotic fish in Season of the Deep. But if you want, at least as far as we know, there are 3 secret triumphs here. One of these could technically be find all of the purples. I don't think they would be hidden if that were the case. But as far as we know, you only need 1 for the title, and you are going to need all of them for the ship, because the ship is behind a triumph to find all of the different specimens. The specimens come, like, they're rewarded. You can see, like, this triumph gives an organic specimen. All of these triumphs to get 1,000 grams of each radiolite sample, give one of these, and all of these to get the rare purple exquisite version of all of the radiolites, also give one of these. So if you want that ship, you're gonna have to go ahead and farm out all these purple ones. How do you find these? So right now, there are only 3 available. You have the ivory one, you have the crimson one, and you have the rarest one, the iridescent radiolite. There are a total of 7 that we can see from Triumph, so there are 2 more on the left, 2 more on the right. These will probably be available in the different acts. I'm not sure if we're going to get different versions of Breach Executable, or if they're going to come from the battlegrounds that we're getting, or the exotic mission. As soon as we know, and I have them, and I have good farming strats for all of them, I'll make another video. But for now, we're going to focus on these 3. Ivory, crimson, iridescent. All 3 of these can come from Breach Executable. What I would recommend is having a sniper on, and I would recommend having the wombo detector on your ghost. These appear, like, as you walk past them, they just kind of look like destination resources, so they'll have the little triangle prism above them kind of guiding you, and they only spawn at very specific points. So just normally, between the first and second encounter, and between the second and third encounter, you will generally find like 5 to 8 pods, and these pods will have ivory and crimson, and you will walk up to the pod and you'll be able to see the sample there, the radiolite sample, the little plant guy, and when you pick it up, it will drop for every person on your fire team. I believe you will all get the same sample, so if you walk up to a little pod and it's got the ivory one, and you pick it up, you and your 2 fire team members, I believe, will always all 3 of you will get the ivory sample, but the rarity might be different for all of you. So you might get a green one, your friend might get the purple exquisite version, and your other friend might get like a white one. And once again, you're really all gonna be hunting that purple one. And so that's how the ivory and the crimson one spawn, just between the first and second encounter, between the second and third. Just walk around with the wombo detector and a sniper, aim down sight, and you'll be able to see where they all are. If you're really seriously farming these, I would get 2 friends and do this, because randoms can kind of mess it up, but Bungie is making some changes to address that. The hardest one to find is gonna be this iridescent sample. These only spawn if you interact with the hammer pistons, or the planetary pistons, that also spawn between encounters 1 and 2 and 2 and 3, and Bungie's making them a guaranteed spawn between these encounters. You will have to use your hammer charges, walk up to a planetary piston, hit it with the hammer, and then it will spawn additional pods. And I believe all of the additional pods, when you look at them visually, will have iridescent samples in them. However, whenever you interact with them and you actually pick it up, I believe it has a chance to drop all 3 of them, like any of them. It's not always going to be iridescent, even though you can see iridescent. It can be ivory, it can be crimson, or it can be iridescent. And because of this, because iridescent only spawns when you interact with the planetary piston, and it's not guaranteed to be iridescent, that makes the exquisite purple version of the iridescent radiolite sample by far the rarest and hardest to farm. So if you have a very serious team farming this, what I recommend is once again have a 1 or 2 people with a sniper rifle, wombo detector, load in to executable, breach executable, complete the first encounter, locate the planetary piston, everyone pick up all the samples, complete the second encounter, everyone pick up all the samples, very quickly rush through the end of this, because when you dunk the samples at the end of a run, there will be a little deposit point, and you will get an absolute ton of loot. I was getting all of my red borders and a ton of dawn weapons and stuff like that. It's absolutely worth completing it and dunking all of your samples, but just spend time doing this. Time can vary. It took me about 25 runs to get all 3. It took my friend Chemo like 60, 70 runs to get all 3, mostly because he was hunting down the iridescent. That took him a very long time. I got lucky and got it within my first handful. So it's really just going to be about going in and completing this as quickly as possible. But that's how this system works. I will update you when the other 4 samples come out, and if they come from different activities and there's a better way to farm them, I will let you know. If you have any more questions, let me know down below. Good luck getting your Intrepid title, and I will see you very soon. See you, everyone.